Welcome back everyone. Today we're in Snowdonia. I'm going to be climbing Snowdon. Now we've started from Penya Pass, that's correct isn't it? Yeah. We've got a bus here because the parking here is pre-book only and there were no spaces.
I was going to say, it's pretty difficult to get up here with a car.
Yeah, it's pre-book your car park space and it's 30 quid. Whereas we paid £5 for parking and then 3 quid for a return bus ticket. So, much cheaper. We're going to be going up the Pyg Pass and then, no, the Pyg Track. And down the Miners Trail, is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Miners Trail, Track.
I think it's Trail.
Trail.
One of those ones. But yeah, that's the plan. But let's go up the mountain. So a round trip, coming up Pyg and going down Miners. It's going to take about 6 hours. It's probably going to take us longer because we do keep pausing and I keep stopping to get shots. There are some beautiful sights down the valley to some lakes. It is beautiful. Look at that. I'm surprisingly warm as well. Poor had to take his jacket off. There he is, say hi! So we just came from down there. I don't know if you can even see the buildings. Down there, where that little white building is, that's where we started. We just come up this. So, well, down that path, up this big rocky bit here, and then we're going along this wicker path. You see tiny little people at the top. I might be ploughing on a little too much. I stopped for a minute to look behind to see where Paul was. And I've actually left him behind down there. He's going to catch up. The terrain, this is one of the, not the hardest, but harder ones. It's quite rocky, you have to use your hands for part of it. There's been quite some steep bits, but there's also some quite easy bits like there. But yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, the reason we're doing these two tracks is they're both start at the same bus stop. So one's at the right, one's at the left. You go up, whichever one you want. And you can come down the other one to get to see two different bits of Snowdon. This stone here represents a passing point for Miners Path, which is there, which is what we're taking back down. And the path we've just taken, which is down there. So come that way. We're going to continue up there. Some clouds coming in. And then we're going to come back down that way. And there's a beautiful lake. And Paul might be dying. You can do it, bud. I promised Paul it would get a bit easier as we got higher up because the sign did say the highest was at the bottom. That looks a little bit tricky. I think it's only short though. Doing good? You can do it, bud. Part of the reason I picked this route is because the views are amazing. And they weren't wrong. Look at that. So a key thing with any mountaineering stuff is to make sure you know what you're doing. So I took photographs of all the signs down the bottom of what the route was like and where to go. And I might have made a mistake. That steep bit of rock that we climbed weren't meant to go that way. That's for experienced mountaineers. There's actually a sign here saying not to continue because there's no direct route to the summit unless you have mountaineering equipment. We were meant to take a path to the left that was much nicer, so we had to go back a little way. It does explain why this was starting to get quite difficult. Wasn't meant for amateurs, so we've got to go back by about 5 minutes and then take a route to the left, not a route to the right. Then we'll be going up Snowdon. So we're back where we went wrong. I think I really misread the instructions. I don't think that is the Miners Path down there, because based on the lake down there and the bridge, I think that's the Miners Path, so it must connect up there. That's the correct route. That behind Paul there is the wrong route. That doesn't go to the top and is a grade 1 scramble. We're not experienced enough of that. We're taking the easier route. See, it does get easier as you get up. It's a lot flatter here. And that very flat route down there is the end of the miners path that we'll be doing on the way back. This route is a much nicer route than the beginning of the trail. And the crazy route that we tried to take that we shouldn't have taken.
9 out of 10 on the Yelp review.
9 out of 10. What's he losing the point for?
Still got jagged stones everywhere.
Okay. What did the first bit of the track get?
9.5.
The first bit was harder. Why has that got a higher review?
There's no railing. You can fall to your death.
Yeah, so why has it got a better review? Should it have a worse review?
Nah.
Alright.
You wouldn't leave a review if you're dead.
Okay. So it's a successful climbing review. And we ain't made it to the top yet.
Sorry, we should have said unalive. Not allowed to say that.
Yeah, look how low the clouds are. That's quite cool. You can actually see the clouds on the mountain ahead.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was telling you earlier on in the car.
Yeah. It was quite clear when we started the trek. And I've come across again. So we might have made a mistake. We just spoke to a lovely young lady who was going to be going down the miner's path to some of that lake behind me. We've been under the assumption the whole time that this peak behind me is Snowdon. She's done this route multiple times. That is not Snowdon. That one is Snowdon. We have a lot longer to go. She reckons it takes about another 2 hours from here. So we better get started. This is a roller coaster of a climb. So I just spoke to somebody else. And the first thing is, it's not that one that's Snowdon, it's that one. Which makes sense, because that's huge. It's obviously the tallest peak in Wales, so it makes sense that it's that one. That one does look bigger. And we're not going to be coming down the miners track. I had a little chat with a guy. So the miners is difficult coming up because it's almost vertical. And going down is like suicide. So we're going to come back down the route we've just done. Or possibly take the train down. If we take the train down, I'm not sure how we're getting back to the car, so we need to work that out. So it's all in the air at the moment, but the train could be quite fun to do, and I think Paul is starting to fatigue a little bit, so he's going ahead. I said I'd catch up with him. It might be nicer on Paul to take the train down, and then go get a bus in there. We hope there's a bus. We'll see. One thing at a time. First thing, get into the top. We'll work out going down when we get there. Well, I've caught with Paul. He's found this cool little waterfall thing coming down here. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Unfortunately, Paul went around the top of it and had a bit of a slip. I got a wet butt. But yeah. The trail just keeps changing as you go, but the views are still, even though it's a little bit cloudy, really nice. We got a lake down there. But
it's actually not a bad scenery.
Yeah, it's really nice scenery. It's nice to actually pause. There's a bit back there. My backpack got wet there.
Just make sure
yeah, my camera actually scoots you out. We'll ignore that happened. But yeah, there's a bit we stopped up there and it was just silent, just birds. There's a couple of them. It was really nice. Yeah. There's where we're going. The path does get weird in places, like you have got to walk across this little waterfall area. My backpack got a little bit wet.
I got a bit wet.
Paul got a little bit wet. And you go up that bit there. Across there. I'm guessing somewhere on that ridge is where it merges with the miners path. And you go up the valley to there. It's not at all what I thought it was going to be, I must admit. I for a long while thought we were going up that.
And there are people going up it.
Yeah, but that's not the target. No. And obviously that lady gestures over there, but I think she was just generally gesturing and she meant that one. And then yeah, planning in advance is good. I think mountains look like mountains up there, other than the fact that that is huge and it's clearly Snowdon when you look at how tall it is. But talking to people who've actually done it before is probably where you get the best tips. Like, the stuff online was saying about going up Pyg and down miners or vice versa. And we spoke to a guy who's done it before, and he's just like, yeah, he'd go up miners, but you wouldn't go down it. And I mean, if he's done it before, I'll take his advice. So I think currently we are agreed that we're going to take the train back down. And on the drive in, we drove past the station for it, so I think we can easily walk from the station to where we're parked. I hope. That's our current plan. But as of everything so far on this climb, it's subject to change, because everything seems to be today. That little light down there towards the lake is the miner's path. That's the steep bit. The rest of it is actually flat. That's all you've got to do to get to the rest path that connects with the rest of the routes. I, being me, was like, oh, maybe we could do it. Immediately stopped by Paul being like, he believes the man over me about it would be difficult to do. And he's right, the man probably has enough experience. I was like, but the lady said we could do it. But she was also an experienced climber who'd done like the really difficult pro path that we nearly ended up on. So it probably is easy for her. So she's gonna be down there swimming, unless she's swimming in the other one. I can't see her down there, but yeah, I think we are pretty set. Are we pretty set on taking the train? Yeah, we're gonna take the train. Yeah, the path continues somewhere across those rocks there. Along there. And then a couple on that ridge. We've just come down this lot here. Yeah. Not too much further. So this is the stone that marks the connection between the miner's path and the pig, not the thing we saw miles back that way, because clearly I was not prepared for doing this. That's the miner's path down there that those guys are now taking. It's maybe not as bad as I was expecting from what the guy said. I don't know. I can see that it's not going to have the best views. It's very flat and through the lakes, whereas the one we've done has had some incredible views because you get high quicker. I say you want to see the lakes. There's a bridge that goes across the lakes, but that path over there is what we've just taken. And apparently it starts to zigzag up here according to the info board. And then it's just going across that ridge, which apparently takes 15 minutes. And then we're at the top. There are definitely bits of this trail that are easier, and some that are much harder. Like a staircasey bit there, which wasn't too bad. And that merged into just this rockiness here that's just natural rock to climb up with a natural stream running down it, but the ridge is just up there, so it's just a zigzag, and yeah, from the top, as I said earlier, 15 minutes apparently. We'll see. Bits like the section I'm now at, a wider path is a little bit misleading. So I just came up, this sort of staired bit here, and stairs get to here, and it looks like a path goes that way, but that's not the path. It's that bit of rock there with a little very faint orange arrow, and you have to climb up there to get up to the ridge. It's just like they got to the stairs here, I'm like, and now you're on your own. Now this is a view. There's the railway line down there for the train. All out there. You can even hear me with the wind. This is where the tracks will connect. We've been advised by somebody coming down that the tickets to get the train are selling out, but can only be purchased at the ticket office. Paul is really struggling, and I don't think he's going to walk back down at all. So I've left him behind to get to the ticket office to try and hopefully secure us 2 tickets for the train. If not, I'm not sure what we're doing. But yeah, heading up there. I have made it to the top and it is incredibly windy. The cloud cover has come over, you can see nothing. I don't know if you can even hear me with this wind. So I'm going to continue vlogging down there, but I am at the top. So I didn't vlog any of the ridge, because when I left Paul behind it was a rush to get up here to try and get us train tickets. Oh, we didn't get train tickets. There were reserved people who came up here by train, and they've now gone down, and the visitor centre is now closed, and we are caught. They have advised us to call mountain rescue, because Paul is at his ankle, and he is not going to walk back down. We did meet some girls in the car park this morning from Cardiff, very nice girls. They did suggest taking the route they took, which is basically just a path, no climbing or anything like what we did. But Paul reasoned if I could do the walk, which is kind of fair. So, we work here, advised to call mountain rescue. I have done so. And we're waiting for a call back. It's quite cold up here, so it don't take too long. But yeah, I'm not really sure what they're going to do, because I don't know. Is they going to send people up here and we have to wait for them?
I haven't got any ginger biscuits. Piss off.
Paul is being harassed by a seagull most of the way up that seems to follow him. But yeah, it's a bit windy, a bit cold, a bit cloudy. Can't see anything anymore. There was a good view earlier.
I managed to take some pictures out as I was struggling to get up.
All along the ridge?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There'll be some shots of the ridge then. Paul managed to get some.
Right,
Check in. Yeah. Was it that way?
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful that side, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. There will be a couple of shots. Yeah, it does look very, well, it did look very nice up here until the clouds turn up. But yeah, no, these guys from Cardiff were very nice. They've not headed back down, so they might see us to the bottom, but I don't think we're going to the same place, because I'm guessing we're going to take them back to our car park, aren't we? That's what my assumption there is what they're going to do, and then we'll take the car. Whereas they went to a place they could park at the bottom of the plan, I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, the pass one.
Yeah. The gentle gradient one.
Sorry.
I'll put the name at the bottom because I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, they're taking that one back down. Yeah. So if I go down with Paul in whatever Mountain Rescue do, then I'll see them again. If not, they said I might catch up with them on the pathway. It also depends on how long it takes Mountain Rescue to get here. Didn't expect this to be how the day went. Yeah. Right. I will talk to you later with whatever the result of this is. So as you can see, we're still in the clouds. I think that's the reason Mountain Rescue are unable to really attend, because there's no easy way out here. They're supposed to tie Paul's bootlace as tight as we can, start making our way down the train line section, the easy path that the girls from Cardiff have taken, and they're currently tracking our position. And they'll call us again to see how we're getting on, so I'm not sure what's going to happen after that. But Paul just pointed out, today's Friday the 13th, so we're blaming it on that. I don't think you can see it because of the fog, but there is a massive sheep in front of us over there. Because that fog is a cloud, we're walking through a cloud. It is quite a cool experience. Like, Paul might be dying, but you enjoying it?
Not dead yet.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say is Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Yeah, we did see Beetlejuice last night as well, Friday the 13th. It's basically we're cursed today. Tomorrow we're going to go to a zoo. It'll be much nicer. We can go see the animals.
I get bitten by a goat.
Yeah, you watch, you will as well. Yeah. Which is like, oh, we're starting to get below the cloud though. I can start seeing the ground again, I can see lakes. So, yeah, here's that massive sheep. That path down there is what we've climbed up, all through there, to the ridge. Obviously it goes behind the mountain there. Yeah, we're taking a very different route back down. The path actually crosses the train line. We're going down there. Right, apologies, I'm vlogging on my phone because I'm putting the camera on my backpack doing this. The mountain rescue people, when we got halfway down, not halfway, a little bit down the route we were taking, we thought they meant by taking the path by the train lines, contacted us to say it was the wrong path. And we're actually meant to walk down the train lines despite the signs saying they'd be prosecuted if you do so. I'm guessing they're just very eager to get us off the mountain. The sun just over the ridge, so it's now getting quite dark. It is very cloudy. Like I can't even see the end of the train line here. It just disappears into the fog. We're now at the halfway station. No, the halfway station is planned, something like that. They've advised us to go to the halfway station, which is the next one down. It's pitch black on Snowdon. I'm going to strongly advise you that if you ever got up any mountains, go prepared. I feel like we didn't go prepared enough. I feel like, well, no, if you hadn't had your injury, we'd just gone back down and fine. So, an injury caused this, we'd just gone down the other way. But yeah, it's quite windy, and that has made some of this very hard. Yeah, we'll check in later. So I know I said we would check in later. We did not, because the conditions got very bad, very windy. Pitch black as it was when you saw us, and yeah, it just wasn't getting a camera out situation. But we did make it further down. Mountain Rescue did come up and assist us the rest of the way. They got us back to our car, which was amazing, and after an hour's drive we were back at the hotel, but we didn't get off the mountain until about 11:30.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, so that was intense.
Car until 10 to 12, so yeah.
Yeah,
it's about 11:30.
Yeah. So that was a lot longer day than I thought it was going to be. But back to the actual mountain situation. I think, on reflection, if I'd taken into account that Paul isn't experienced with these kind of activities, I'd have picked one of the easier routes. I picked one of the hardest routes. Not the hardest, there are other harder ones, but the Miner's Path and the Pig are high up. I think what something like 4 and 5 maybe I think agree. Well, it's a bit subjective on what your skills are, but
Yeah, I think it does depend on personal preference.
yeah, and that is the thing. You've got to take into what you're good at and what you can do and your experience in the past. So, I mean, if I was doing it again, I think I'd actually take the Miner's Path up. I think I'd rather go up the steep path and then down the Pig Track.
Not sure.
Yeah, I think you can take what was wrong with the Ranger's Path.
Yeah, probably.
Would be the nicer one. But yeah,
Longer, but...
Yeah, it's a lot longer. And that's probably the reason I did. I picked one of the shorter paths things to be up there quicker. But we were not up there quicker at all, were we?
No.
One thing that got me, and I've not addressed this yet in this vlog series, is disability. Now, I had 2 people on the way up congratulate me for doing it because I have a disability. Normally, I'm really against people doing that if they don't know me. I sort of get it for this because it's a very physically intense thing to do. But also, I think everyone should be congratulated for climbing a mountain. Even if you're able-bodied, it's not an easy task to do, especially if you take the routes that we took. They are difficult.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, I would say the fact that even I made it up, I'm surprised at it. I'll probably mention that I won't do it again.
Yeah. We were discussing whether he was going to do Scalfell with me or Ben Nevis. That's a no-go. I will find someone else to join me.
Sorry,
on
but
those 2.
I've bailed out. I've found my limit and I'm sticking to it. So
yeah, I don't blame you.
But no, all in all, it was a pretty good time in that sense. I mean, I know I struggled a lot, and obviously with what happened afterwards, but I'm glad I did it, and I'm glad I did it with him, even if it was kind of chaotic. But yeah, I think don't judge a book by its cover in that sense.
Yeah.
Like going back to like what Darren was saying about disabilities and everything, because I said even for me, I'm not exactly like full body abled and all the rest of it or whatever the words are, but I struggle, and I didn't think that I would struggle as much as I did. I went in sort of blindly, which I would suggest definitely not doing.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, even I put in a minor amount of prep work, and it wasn't enough really. So that I think I put in enough work for myself. If it was going just me, I would have been fine. So I'd have come back on the minors and then walked.
Both up and down.
Yeah. It was just because we ended up in a situation where we got to the top and then Paul was not in a position he felt to get back down. And that's when it became we've got to work this out. And that's when it started to become very difficult. And
it's one of those things that happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it can happen to anyone. So, like, don't feel ashamed if it does happen to you.
Obviously, part of the issue is it got dark. It got cold. The cloud came down upon the mountain.
When you see it yourself.
The conditions became appalling to work in. And it's not what you wanted. Whereas when it wasn't as windy, Wales always a bit windy in it, but the conditions on the way up weren't bad. They're pretty good. They're all right. And if we'd gone down in those kind of conditions, I think we'd have been fine. It's just the fact that there was delays and then we slowed down and then it became very difficult. But I think it's worth it. I think, just bear in mind, pick a route suitable for your needs. If you're not experienced, take one of the longer routes. They're easier to do. If you've done some climbing and stuff before, you can take one of the harder ones. Look into it. Like I say, don't take everyone's opinion because everyone has their own skills. So like we were talking about that guy that he thought that going down the miners path would be harder.
Yeah.
When I saw the miners track, I think it'd actually be all right for me. That's the kind of thing I would go down and just have a nice walk. I don't think I'd have had a problem with that at all.
And for somebody who's as unexperienced as me, I wouldn't have known either way. Just I wanted probably the most easiest route possible.
Yeah.
In that situation.
So just because someone tells you something it's hard or easy,
don't always believe it.
Yeah, go for your experience because it could be they say it's hard because they're not good at going down steep hills. But maybe you've done that loads and you're going to be good at that. So then it's fine. So think of your own experience and build your way up. Maybe don't start with one of the harder tracks on Snowdon as your first one. Sorry, Paul.
It's okay. Lesson learned.
I think we'll leave it there, guys. Thanks for joining us. Hope to see you next time. Bye.